The images you are seeing right now are all real, taken by NASA's Mars rover directly from the surface of Mars. So sit back and enjoy this amazing journey. The red planet, Mars, was formed 4.5 billion years ago. Until now, it still spins perfectly in our solar system. Scientists have been fascinated by the planet's reddish glow. In a quest to unravel the mysteries of Mars, we have launched expedition rovers to explore the planet's peculiar surface, sending pictures of the highest attainable quality back to Earth. Though our voyagers keep running into intense sandstorms at every corner, adding more layers of mystery to this planet. But have you ever wondered what it is like on Mars? Join us as we explore Mars in 4K. Images of Mars. We have been able to get a glimpse of what Mars looked like with the help of 4 different rovers: Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance, who have contributed to the amazing footage. While Spirit and Opportunity are no longer active, Curiosity and Perseverance are still exploring Mars. Curiosity is climbing Mount Sharp, a mountain it has explored for over 10 years. This mountain used to be a big lake.
This is your Curiosity rover report. Curiosity has spent the last 2 months studying the first rocks that we can tie to the base of Mount Sharp, the 3-mile-high mountain in the center of Gale Crater. This is our first look at what the mountain's made of. We're now more sure than ever that we're going to learn a lot about the early history of Mars, its changing climate, and the potential for Mars to support life.
The newest rover, Perseverance, brought a helicopter friend called Ingenuity. They are both exploring an ancient lake on the other side of Mars. These rovers have proven that Mars once had water systems. The big question now is whether Mars had life. The Ingenuity helicopter has been a great helper, taking awesome pictures of the rover. It even flew over the wreckage left by the mission's landing. The Opportunity rover traveled more than 28 miles in less than 15 years, making it one of NASA's most successful missions. Unfortunately, it stopped working because of a big dust storm on Mars. Its last message to NASA was, "My battery is low and it's getting dark."
Then, last June, it was lost in a massive dust cloud.
This moment we are witnessing is a big deal. The scientists and thinkers from the past could only dream of it. Even though our lives are tiny compared to the universe, here we are, looking at the surface of another planet. Wonders of Mars. Mars is like a fascinating character, kind of standing out from the other planets. It's the 4th one from the Sun, and looks all red because of ferrous oxide, which is like rust in its soil. That's why people call it the Red Planet. Mars is about 3,389.5 kilometers wide, and it's a bit two-faced. It's flat and simple up north, but down south, it's all bumpy and varied. It's got 2 moons named Phobos and Deimos, and the air around it is mostly carbon dioxide. Now, every planet has its quirks. Because Mars does this weird dance around the sun and leans a bit, its seasons are a surprise, and the temperatures go from super cold at 110 degrees Celsius to a kind of warm 35 degrees Celsius in the summer. A day on Mars, called a sol, is 24.5 hours, and a year is a slow 1.88 Earth years. Mars has been through a lot. In Noachian times, meteors hit it, valleys formed, erosion did its thing, and there was even ancient water. The Hesperian era was full of drama with volcanoes and big floods. Nowadays, strong winds rule the Amazonian era, and the big question is whether life ever existed there. Mars has caught our attention that scientists have sent uncrewed spacecraft and rovers into space since the late 1900s. Imagine the excitement of the Mariner 4 probe flying by in 1965, the Mars 2 probe orbiting for the first time in 1971, and the Viking 1 landing successfully in 1976. It must have been a thrilling time. As of this year, 2023, the cosmic story keeps going with at least 11 active probes circling Mars or chilling on its surface. As the main character in the cosmic story, Mars invites mankind to reveal the next chapters. missions to Mars. There is speculation that there was life on Mars due to this. Several important missions have been sent to explore the planet, providing valuable information about its rocks, ancient lake beds, and past water systems. The years, automated spaceships have been sent into space from several countries like the Soviet Union, the United States, Europe, India, and the United Arab Emirates. As one of the first missions, NASA launched Mariner 4. Mariner 4, also known as Mariner Mars 1964 and Mariner 3, was the fourth spacecraft in a series meant for exploring planets by flying close to them. Launched on November 28, 1964, it successfully performed the first flyby of Mars, capturing and transmitting the first close-up images of the Martian surface. These images, depicting a cratered and seemingly lifeless planet, significantly changed how scientists viewed the possibility of life on Mars. The spacecraft, with a frame made of magnesium, included various instruments for scientific measurements, such as a magnetometer to study magnetic fields, a Geiger counter to measure charged particles, and a television camera to take close-up pictures of Mars. Solar panels and a rechargeable battery supplied its power, and it used hydrazine for propulsion. Mariner 4's mission, initially expected to last 8 months, continued in solar orbit for about 3 years. Communications with the spacecraft were terminated on December 21, 1967. The mission provided valuable data, including the first close-up images of Mars, which revealed a surface similar to the Moon's. The images showed a lack of typical Martian features like canals, and measurements indicated a thin atmosphere and no signs of water on the surface. The mission's success helped scientists understand more about Mars and its geological history. The total cost of the Mariner 4 mission was estimated at $83.2 million. Subsequent flights include NASA's Mariner programs in the 1960s and 1970s. After the Viking mission's experiments failed to find life, it was easier to believe that Mars may not have any life. However, Mariner 9 and Viking missions assisted us in creating more accurate maps of Mars.
Not only, the possibility of life on that planet at another time, but perhaps future of human civilization could be moving to Mars.
From 1996 to 2006, the Mars Global Surveyor provided precise maps of Mars's terrain, magnetic fields, and surface minerals. This can easily be accessed on Google Mars and NASA's Mars Trek and Experience Curiosity. There are currently 13 active spacecraft circling Mars. Orbiters such as the 2001 Mars Odyssey, Mars Express, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, MAVEN, ExoMars, Trace Gas Orbiter, Hope Orbiter, and Tianwen-1 Orbiter, exploring the planet, flying above it. While on the surface, the Curiosity Rover, Perseverance Rover, Ingenuity Helicopter, Tianwen-1 Lander, and Zhurong Rover learn more about the Red Planet.
China has successfully landed its first rover on Mars. The Tianwen-1 lander touched the planet's surface after surviving the treacherous descent by parachute.
Success of surface missions. The Mars rovers, Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance have collectively contributed significantly to our understanding of the Red Planet, unveiling its geological history and potential for past habitability. Each rover has made unique discoveries, expanding our knowledge and paving the way for future exploration. Spirit, which embarked on its mission on June 10, 2003,
of the Delta II rocket with the Mars Exploration Rover,
and landed on January 4, 2004, was a stalwart explorer, enduring for over 6 years. It played a crucial role in unraveling Mars's geological mysteries by meticulously examining rocks and ancient water features. Spirit covered an impressive distance of 7.73 kilometers before encountering challenges in the Martian sand, ultimately leading to its immobilization. Opportunity, a rover that touched down on January 25, 2004, following its departure from Earth on July 7, 2003. Exceeded expectations by traversing a remarkable 45.16 kilometers over 15 Earth years, or 8 Martian years. Operating for an extraordinary 5498 Earth days, Opportunity made groundbreaking discoveries, including identifying layered rocks that strongly suggested the presence of water bodies in Mars's distant past. Even during the global dust storm of 2018, Opportunity continued to function defiantly, contributing valuable data for 14 years.
Before being pronounced dead on Wednesday, February 13th, 2019, it came after a ferocious dust storm, that's according to the AP. During its time on Mars, the six-wheeled vehicle helped gather critical evidence that ancient Mars might have had water and supported life.
Curiosity, part of NASA's Mars Science Laboratory mission, embarked on its journey on November 26, 2011, and landed on August 6, 2012. Equipped with advanced tools, Curiosity has been instrumental in uncovering evidence of a location on Mars that could have supported life, along with confirming the existence of an ancient lake. As of the current date, Curiosity continues its exploration, providing valuable insights into Mars's geological and environmental conditions. Perseverance, a successor to Curiosity, launched on 30th of July 2020.
2, 1, 0.
0.
Release. And liftoff. As the countdown to Mars continues, the perseverance of humanity launching the next generation of robotic explorers to the Red Planet.
And landed on 18th of February 2021.
We're getting signals from MRO. Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the signs of past life.
This innovative rover carries the first helicopter on Mars, named Ingenuity. Perseverance has already achieved a significant milestone by collecting rock samples, representing a crucial step in future missions to bring Martian samples back to Earth for detailed analysis. Discoveries on Mars. The rover's advanced instruments and capabilities position it as a key player in unraveling the mysteries of Mars and preparing the groundwork for upcoming missions. Together, these rovers have helped researchers discover evidence of past water on Mars, including minerals requiring water for formation. The 2001 Mars Odyssey orbiter mapped water distribution in the shallow surface. When the Phoenix lander landed in the far north, it revealed ice. In lakes, water creates deltas, and Mars has many craters with deltas resembling Earth's. If a lake is in a depression, channels entering it stop at the same altitude. This is visible where Mars likely had large bodies of water, possibly an ocean in the north. Studies suggest past lake formation. One found 205 closed basin lakes, and another found 210 open basin lakes, some comparable in volume to Earth's Caspian Sea. In the northwest Hellas region, 64 paleo lakes hinted at an ancient ocean. Arabia Terra had extinct lakes. Some in Terra Sabaya formed from melting glaciers. A 2018 study found 34 paleo lakes in the northeastern Hellas basin, close to the Hadriacus volcano. Dikes from the volcano might have created hydrothermal systems, forming lakes from precipitation or groundwater. Certain basins, like Naktong, Scamander, Mamers Valles, and Samara, or Himera Valleys, form long lake chains. Some lakes had high volumes compared to drainage areas, indicating groundwater. Knobby material on basin floors suggests water movement. In 2019, European scientists presented evidence of an ancient planet-wide groundwater system potentially connected to a Martian ocean. The study focused on 24 craters in the northern hemisphere, revealing water-related features. Craters like Petit, Sagan, Nicholson, and others showed signs of water-forming lakes if the crater was sufficiently deep. Scientists and explorers have been trying to find signs of life on Mars since the 1800s. These discoveries have intensified the search for life on Mars. They have used telescopes and sent probes to check water, chemicals, and gases in the Martian air and soil. Maybe this strong interest is because Mars is similar to Earth and close to it. However, there is no clear evidence of past or present life on Mars. Also, Mars is very cold, and its crust has stayed the same for 3.5 billion years. From the information gathered by our automated rovers, we know there was liquid water on Mars in the past. The amount of methane on Mars changes with the seasons, which could indicate microbes or natural processes producing methane. This has led to a more thorough search for places where tiny organisms might have lived. Interestingly, they found organic compounds in rocks and the presence of boron, which we know from chemistry could support life. Suppose there's a possibility of life on Mars. In that case, it might be hidden below the surface, protected from tough conditions like radiation and toxic substances, because the surface of Mars is too harsh for life to survive. Current missions, like the European ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter and NASA's Perseverance rover, are still exploring the chance of past and present life on Mars. NASA is thinking about how people can go to Mars in the future. They have 4 possible plans, and 3 of them need a mission to bring back samples from Mars before people can land there. The Perseverance rover, our robot on Mars since 2021, is collecting rocks for these future missions. In 2008, the European Space Agency said it was important to send robots first, like the sample collection for investigation of Mars mission. But sending robots to Mars is tough and expensive. It involves many spacecraft, and bringing back Mars samples is more complicated because we worry about bringing harmful stuff to Earth. So we have rules on handling samples from Mars, the Moon, asteroids, and more. NASA's rover Perseverance embarked on a mission that was filled with mystery after losing communication with Ingenuity, which made an emergency landing. On Sol 802, the rover set out on a drill sampling mission, leaving an imprint in the sand as it drove on Mars's rocky terrain. The rover's shadow moved with the sun's position. The wind stirred small particles, adding an element of suspense to the already curious expedition. The camera zoomed in on the drilling process, revealing clues that kept the team on the edge of their seats. The Perseverance team carefully examined the drill site, visually inspecting the sample within the drill tube. The sample proved difficult, and after drilling for a while, the rover could only penetrate 1.3 centimeters into the rock. But Perseverance did not stop, and then turned to drill at a different spot where the rocks were crumbly. The rover surveyed the interesting Belva crater before moving 20 meters to another location. Perseverance captured a clear picture of sedimentary layers emerging from the rock face at the new spot, adding suspense to the mission. The team was drawn to the unique rock type at the mysterious Emerald Lake, so they selected it as the next sampling site. On Sol 821, the rover came across rocks that resembled human mouths. These rocks were likely shaped that way by cavernous weathering, a mysterious geological process that gave hints of past significant water flows in the area. The smaller rocks had shown this weathering process, similar to how caves form on Earth. After a short drive, the rover reached the mysterious Emerald Lake, discovering the exact rock samples that NASA wanted to check. Perseverance carefully recorded the drilling process, and to everyone's amusement, the rover's drill retrieved the sample intact. The rocks from this site were named Otis Peak and are believed to hold vital information about Mars's lost magnetic field, a crucial piece of the puzzle in understanding the evolution of life on Mars. The mission was shrouded in mystery and intrigue, and every step taken by Perseverance added to the enigma, making it one of the most intriguing and vital missions ever undertaken by NASA. The Perseverance rover was busy with scientific activities and capturing its surroundings when it unexpectedly lost communication with Earth. This had happened 5 times since the rover landed, but this time was different. The resumption of contact took an extended 5 days, causing concern and uncertainty about the mission. The engineers at NASA were trying to determine what caused this communication dropout, while the rover continued to capture images. Perseverance successfully sampled a recent drill site and planned to drive to the Snowdrift Peak. However, the rover noticed something strange in the distance. A rock on the horizon appears to have a hole through it. Using its supercam, Perseverance got a better view of the rock, which was likely another example of cavernous weathering. The rover drove from the Emerald Lake site and headed towards Snowdrift Peak. The NASA team hopes the rover can get back in touch with Ingenuity, which has been out of range for quite some time. On Sol 836, Perseverance came across another example of cavernous weathering. This rock has been carved out exceptionally well. After a short drive, the rover reached Snowdrift Peak and looked around. The sloping hills of the Jezero crater wall are a beautiful sight in the distance. This location has many exciting rocks and possibly more examples of cavernous weathering. The NASA team hopes to encounter a cave big enough for the rover to poke its camera in as it heads further upriver. Due to the sharp and potentially dangerous rocks, Perseverance was asked to record a bottom view during its next short drive. The autonomous driving software selected a route with few obstacles and a minefield of potential dangers. The drive took approximately 16 minutes in real time. As the rover looks out over the rugged landscape from its current position and the expected position of Ingenuity, Perseverance should be able to contact the helicopter. But nothing is breaking the silence, and there is no evidence of the helicopter. This is making the team at NASA feel uneasy. Perseverance, stationed on Snowdrift Peak, has captured a remarkable sight on Sol 843. It spotted a luminous object on Mars's surface that looked similar to a previous sighting on Sol 467. This object is considered debris from the sky crane, which follows the rover and raises questions about its movement against the wind and its origin. Although the object shares a shape similar to the previous sighting, it is still unclear whether it is the same piece or a different fragment. On Sol 845, the rover spotted boulders that suggest a more robust water system than anticipated. These findings have challenged scientists' previous assumptions about the Martian environment and will require further investigation. As Perseverance approached Dragon's Egg, a captivating rock, it attempted proximity science, but found it too hard for abrasion. The rover observed the Jezero crater's towering rim and identified the ancient river system. After resuming the abrasion attempt, the rover discovered olivine-rich bright tailings. A dark circular marking on the rock also sparked speculation about lichen remnants. On Sol 857, another abrasion attempt was made on a similar rock with unusual textures. This attempt showcased bright tailings and a dark patch. Although the rock proved challenging for drilling, the team discovered intriguing features reminiscent of lichen remnants. These findings have raised further questions about Mars's potential for past life. Despite several challenges, the rover remained undeterred and persistently pushed forward. On Sol 870, on its way to Dream Lake, the rover encounters a surprise companion, Ingenuity. Ingenuity explained its presence, citing a software issue that prompted an emergency landing. Repaired and ready, the helicopter conducted a brief test flight. On Sol 874, Perseverance meticulously studied a rock adorned with a unique texture and small nodules. The rover employed the gaseous dust removal tool to unveil olivine crystals, characterized by their distinctive greenish hue. This discovery aligns with earlier findings in the region, shedding light on the geological composition of Mars. After completing its geological exploration, Perseverance bid farewell to Ingenuity. On Sol 881, Ingenuity embarked on its 55th flight, navigating westward to assess the route for Perseverance. During this flight, Ingenuity spotted an intriguing formation and strategically chose a landing spot, capturing a vibrant color image of the distinctive Martian feature. The Perseverance rover is exploring Mars to find out if it ever had the conditions to support life. It's looking for signs of past life in certain rock types that can preserve these signs over time. The rover collects rock and soil samples stored in the rover and on the Martian surface as a backup. These samples will be retrieved later to help us understand more about Mars. The rover is also testing how to make oxygen from the Martian atmosphere. This will help with future human missions to Mars. During the first part of the mission, the rover is driving south to the SETA unit to gather measurements of geological targets. It will then collect core samples at the crater floor fractured rough and pass by the Octavia E. Butler landing site. This marks an important phase in the rover's journey. During the second part of the mission, the rover will travel for several months towards the Three Forks region. It will explore geological locations at the base of the ancient delta of the Neretva River and drive up a valley wall to the northwest. The mission steps are important for understanding Mars and preparing for future explorations and human missions. NASA's Mars 2020 mission was announced in 2012 at a meeting in San Francisco. It surprised the scientific community because it emphasized Mars exploration at a time when the budget was limited. Despite criticism, some people, including U.S. Representative Adam Schiff and science educator Bill Nye, supported the mission. The mission launched on July 30, 2020, to investigate habitable areas and look for signs of past life on Mars. The science definition team proposed collecting and packaging up to 31 samples to analyze on Earth. In 2015, an expanded concept was proposed to collect and distribute additional samples in small caches across Mars's surface. NASA invited researchers to propose and develop necessary instruments, including the sample catching system, through an announcement of opportunity in 2013. The science instrument selection occurred in 2014, and they play a critical role in providing context for detailed analyses of the samples expected to be returned. While NASA does not assume past Martian life, recent findings by the Curiosity rover have fueled speculation about the possibility of such life. The Perseverance rover, a more advanced version of the Curiosity model, has several crucial enhancements that make it more effective and durable in exploring the Martian terrain. The most notable of these improvements is the presence of robust 52.5-centimeter aluminum wheels with cleats and curved titanium spokes that ensure durability and better traction on the rough Martian surface. Additionally, the rover's heat shield is crafted from a phenolic-impregnated carbon ablator, ensuring it remains resilient against temperatures up to 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. Another key improvement is the extended robotic arm that measures 2.1 meters. This arm features an advanced rock coring and sampling mechanism that allows the rover to accurately store Martian surface samples in sterile caching tubes. The rover also has an additional arm, known as the Sample Handling Assembly, which assists in storing chalk-sized samples. Thanks to these modifications, the Perseverance rover weighs 14% more than the Curiosity model, weighing in at 1,025 kilograms. It is powered by a 45-kilogram multi-mission radioisotope thermoelectric generator with 4.8 kilograms of plutonium-238 oxide. The BAE Systems RAD-750 manages the rover's computer radiation-hardened single-board computer and a VxWorks operating system. The rover also has several instruments, including the Mars Oxygen ISRU experiment, a planetary instrument for X-ray lithochemistry, a radar imager for Mars's subsurface experiment, a Mars Environmental Dynamics Analyzer, SuperCam, MastCam-Z, and scanning habitable environments with Raman and luminescence for organics and chemicals. The Perseverance rover also comes with a helicopter known as Ingenuity. This helicopter features a rectangular fuselage suspended beneath coaxial counter-rotating rotors with a diameter of 1.21 meters. 4 landing legs support it and utilize a solar array for battery recharge, standing at a height of 0.49 meters. The specially shaped blades on Ingenuity rotate between 2400 and 2900 revolutionized minutes, which helps it address lift challenges on Mars. Ingenuity's avionics include the upper sensor assembly with a cell phone-grade Bosch BMI 160 inertial measurement unit and an inclinometer. The lower sensor assembly comprises an altimeter, cameras, and a secondary IMU mounted on the electronics core module. The solar-powered helicopter utilizes a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 processor and Linux operating system, limited by motor-generated heat. The system comprises a high-resolution return-to-Earth camera and a lower-resolution navigation camera, which captures color images and provides visual odometry during flight. As of December 16, 2021, Ingenuity has published 2091 black and white images and 104 color images. The Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter are the most advanced equipment in space exploration technology. The rover's robust wheels, advanced robotic arm, and the helicopter's specially shaped blades make them ideal for exploring the rough Martian terrain. NASA's Perseverance rover continues to explore Mars and uncover new findings that contribute to our understanding of the planet's geological composition. The challenges of drilling through resilient rocks and navigating the harsh Martian terrain have been different from Perseverance, and the rover remains undeterred in its mission. Do you believe in the possibility of an ancient civilization once inhabiting Mars? Let's hear from you in the comments section. Also, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more, and we'll see you soon.